and the beaches.
It's 9:30 Saturday morning where you are. It's 5:37 on Friday night where we are. Hello again, everyone. My name is Harpoon. It's Friday night, so it must be football in Sarasota County. Welcome to Comcast Cable Presents High School Football. This is Coach's Corner. We will be with you 9:30 a.m. every Saturday morning through the football season. Tonight, it's Booker versus a team from Miami. We'll be talking with head coach Leroy Ryals in just a minute. Some other games in the area in Sarasota County, also Manatee County. The Sarasota Sailors are home tonight to Lakeland, and just this afternoon, Friday afternoon at 1:30, did they get the okay for their stands. They had a problem with the stands across from the press box at Irick Field, and there were people, the way I was told, working through the night, getting everything ready. There was a tilt to it, they had to add concrete to it, they could not get it to pass inspection, or some of the new stands across the field. So that's all set to go. Lakeland Dreadnoughts will be there against Eddie Howell's Sarasota Sailors. Eddie Howell, we're proud to say, a member of the Sarasota County Youth Foundation. In Manatee County tonight, Bayshore is at Manatee High. Remember, Bayshore last year went to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Their coach, Mike Hobby, used to be a backfield coach, quarterback coach for the Sarasota Sailors. He'll take the Bruins into a tough place to play, into the Hurricane Field with head coach Joe Canan, state champions 3 times in the 80s, a great ball club. That'll be a tough ball game. Also, Palmetto has a tough game tonight. They're going against the #1 team in the world, the Southeast Seminoles. Now, you may laugh and say, they can't be #1 in the world. They're #1 in the nation. Well, think about it. I don't think that they play high school football anywhere else in the world. Therefore, I think it's fair to say that Paul Meckley's last year for a state champions, this year, #1 in their classification, this year, #1 in USA Today in the nation, so they are really, right, the #1 team in the world. Well, we'll see how that progresses during the season. Mike Dowling takes his Cardinal Mooney Cougars, who were 1-9 last year, but last week a 30-something win over St. Pete Catholic. He's at Clearwater Central Catholic tonight. Hope Mike gets off to a good start. Last week, win or lose, was really the exhibition season. They used to play the jamborees during these times, but now they're just playing 4 quarters against another team, and like the coaches like to tell you, if they win, they count it, and if they lose, they don't count it. Those are the big ball games. Of course, Venice at North Fort Myers. Mike Lay used to be offensive backfield coach for the Riverview Rams, and he's from Venice. I think he's got too much on his hands against North Fort Myers tonight. Let's see, we've got the Rams will be at King. That'll be a walk. Rams should score at least 40 in that ball game. Too much firepower. Greg Hill at quarterback. You've got Danny Myrick. You've got China Smith. In the backfield, you've got an offensive line that will hit you, that will play smash mouth football. They are good. Anybody else? We've got Booker here tonight. We've got Sarasota, Venice, Cardinal Mooney, and Riverview. That's about it. We've got Comcast Cable, and when you have Comcast, it's kind of like Hallmark. When you care enough to send the very best, our excellent camera person, Steve Kistler, and they've got it on their shoulder because it is so warm. We wanted to kind of be out in this breeze. We appreciate Comcast making some adjustments so we could be outside. I want you to know, as you look at me and I point right there, David Perkins, who does camera for Just Kids, and you can see that every Sunday night at 6:30, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, is getting a little bit of sun as the sun is going down here at Tornado Alley, but he'll be splitting with Steve the time on the camera. Let's get to it. He's a new head coach, but he's not new to football in this area. He's a young man that grew up right here in Sarasota. He's a young man that coached with Coach Don Raynone with the Booker Tornadoes, and he's a very good friend. He was in charge of our basketball tournament during Christmas time and does such an outstanding job. And I know the kids, the principal, the athletic director, and the faculty are very excited. Their new head coach, and introduced you to him for the first time. Leroy Ryals, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Harpoon. Thank you a lot.
Good to see you. All right, now I mentioned you grew up here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you went to school, etc.
Well, I went to school in Sarasota County all my life, from kindergarten to right now. I'm still working here. Grew up right around this area. Ended up going to Tull Elementary, and I went to Booker Middle School, and I've been around Booker all my life.
All right. Now, as far as high school, you went to Booker High School also?
Correct. Went to Booker High School, and then I went on to Cumberland College in Kentucky and played 2 years of ball there before I had an unfortunate knee injury. And I came home and started coaching for Don on the JV.
Okay, and I would like to say that you did coach with the All-Star team against the Manatee County All-Stars last year, correct? And the year before that, if I remember.
Yeah, correct. I coached with Coach Dowling of Carter Mooney, right? The first year we had the Power Bowl, and I had a great time.
Right. We had a good time playing and a good time watching and a good time coaching, but you played some sports while you were here, and yes or no, were you an athlete here at Booker?
I like to think so.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Booker is certainly brand new. It certainly has changed over the years, but when you were here, what sports would we find you playing?
All of them. I played football, basketball, and baseball, and I lettered in all three up until my senior year, and then I just lettered in football and baseball when I just concentrated on the two.
Great, and you also, let's keep going, you not only were assistant football coach last year, but you had a little softball team that did pretty well. Tell us about them with that smile. I know you're proud of those young ladies. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got to mention that. They'd probably kill me if I don't. I had a great time on that. I coached softball for 4 years. Last year we won the district championship, as you well know, and it was for the best years of coaching I've ever had in my life. The girls really worked hard, and we had a good time. We had a good time, and we ended up becoming district champs, and I think they're going to win it again this year.
That'd be great. Now, you said you played football, basketball, and baseball at Booker. What's your favorite sport? People sometimes do like to pick a favorite, and sometimes don't, but if you had to only play one, what would it be?
If I had the talent?
If you had the talent, like I have.
I would like to be like Mike.
I want to be like Mike. You want it all, correct?
Yeah. I didn't have quite the talent I had in basketball than I had in football, but I think I like basketball a little more than I did in football, but I love the game of football itself.
Well, I checked the book before I left here, and it has if someone played against someone else, and it had you. I knew you played basketball against Michael Jordan one-on-one, and you beat him 10-7 in Fantasy Basketball League. You will accept that, right?
Yeah, I accept that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the excitement on campus today. You've got the hat on, the Booker High School, the new shirts, and I know you're very excited. This is really the first. This is opening night. You did play last week. We'll talk about the Bayshore game. Let's talk about today on campus. What was it like with the kids, with the faculty, with yourself?
It was really exciting. A lot of the kids, this is what we call Spirit Day. We're purple and gold, and a lot of the kids who had the purple and gold on, they were wishing us good luck. And a lot of kids was asking about what time the game started and about how to acquire tickets. And that's what we need here. We need a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of upbeat kids to come in and then, of course, fill the stands.
Right. You know, kids do, and I think you and I agree, kids play better when they're playing in front of a lot of people, don't they?
Oh, definitely. And the kids in the locker room right now talking about it's supposed to be a lot of people in the stands tonight and how they want to look good and how they want to perform well. So we really thrive on that.
You played last week against Bayshore. I said Mike Hobby is their head coach. His son, Matt Hobby. Might mention Matt Hobby, the coach's son, plays with the Cleveland Indians farm team, also playing at the University of Kentucky. But that was a big win for you. You know, you have to play your first game, and that was the first one, and you got off to a great start. Tell us a little bit about that game. Whether it's exhibition or regular, it doesn't matter. You still had to line up and play people.
Oh, exactly, because we were practicing for 3 weeks, and 2 of those weeks were tour-a-days, and those kids were getting tired of banging each other up, and they were ready to hit other people, and we definitely needed that game. Win or lose, like Mike Hobby said in the paper, we had to play, and it was fortunate that we came out and won, and we played well to a certain extent. We still had a lot of things we felt that we need to work on before this week's game, and we worked on them this week in practice, and I think we'll be ready for tonight.
Nothing that wasn't correctable, right, Coach?
Correct.
All right, and as long as they're correctable, you can deal with them, right?
Right.
I know it. Let's talk. We're going to talk about some of your young people. We're going to talk about Mr. Baker. We're going to talk about Mr. Gant. But they're all going to be dressed on the sideline, but not all of them are going to be dressed in Booker football uniforms. You've got some kids hurt that'll be wearing street clothes. Really hurt.
Yeah. One key injury was my kicker.
Kip Zimmerman.
Right, Kip Zimmerman. He's been hurt for about 2 weeks now. On his kicking leg, he has a pulled muscle, and that's hurting us because we lose about 20 to 25 yards per punt, lose field position on kickoffs, and we didn't even get a chance to kick a field goal last week. So that's hurting us a lot. Also, Steve Cannon, our starting fullback and starting inside linebacker, is going to be out for another 4 weeks probably. Looks like it. He strained some ligaments in his knee, and he went down 1 week before Bayshore, and that's a big loss for us.
When you're playing at a school like Booker, great tradition, great kids, great administration, and you will see this field tonight as Comcast cable, puts their cameras all over the field, pans all over the field. What a beautiful facility! But you don't have that many kids. The paper said you're going to dress out 29. You must have a lot of kids having to go both ways.
Exactly, especially tonight. We got about 37 on the roster. But like I said, a lot of those are not dressing out because they're hurt. Tonight we were just talking about in the staff meeting that we got to rest certain kids in certain situations and have them ready to go primarily on defense or primarily on offense. And we're just kind of playing it by ear right now, and depending on how the game goes is how we're going to approach it.
Well, if you take the opening kickoff and you run it for a touchdown, you're up 7-0, you just move along. Let me ask you this, though. What about extra points? Do you have somebody to kick extra points? You're talking about kickoffs, or you just think you just line up and go for two?
Well, we got DeVecchio Walls kicking extra points. That's a big surprise for us. We didn't know he can kick until one day he started kicking the ball through the upright. And we said, well, we do need a kicker, extra point kicker. So he's done a great job with that. Everybody knows DeVecchio from returning kicks, catching long bombs for touchdowns and stuff like that. But he's a good athlete, and it takes a lot to be able to kick, catch balls, and block too.
And he's got some great people going with him. Your quarterback, Mr. Gant, is a special one, correct? And you got Johnny T.D. Baker. We're going to talk about them, but I want to start with your defense because you never know how many you're going to score. But you do know that you can always shut the other team out with your defense, or you can keep them down to 6 points or 8 points or 9 points. Let's start with your defense. Tell some of the young people there. Yeah,
the defense is definitely spearheaded by Willie Johnson.
Great.
He really stepped up when Steve went down. This kid can play some linebacker. He had some great hits last week against Bayshore, and also Matt Beltrame, who replaced Steve Cannon at inside linebacker, played a superb game. Overall, the defense, what makes the defense so great is because of the team speed. I mean, nobody on the defense run less than a 4.9. Everybody can move.
That's quicker than you can.
I can run a 4.7.
Well, I can run a 4 minute or four. What are you saying? 4 minutes something?
4.7
seconds?
No, 4.7 20-yard dash probably, huh?
Oh my God, 10 second, or the 10-yard dash. Team speed's important. No matter what you do, if they can't score on you, you can you get the ball back, you get the field position, etc. So the defense is very important.
Oh yeah. We come out and say every game we're going to dominate on defense. That's our goal, to dominate on defense and give our offense an easy time of scoring. We don't want to be having 80-yard drives, 75-yard drives. We want to get the ball to 50, take it in after 4 or 5 plays because we feel that our defense and our team speed is what's going to win us ball games.
Well, now wait a minute. Let me take issue with something. At the 50, 4 or 5 plays, not with DelVecchio and not with Gant and not with T.D. Baker. 50 is 1 or 1.5 plays. You have striking power from anywhere on the field, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. We got kids can run 4.4 better. 2 kids, that's John and DeVecchio. Glenn's not slow himself. He runs a 4.7 40.
The truth of the matter is we were kidding before about me running 10 yards in that amount of time. When we talk about a 4.4, we're talking about 4.4 seconds in 40 yards.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Just so that people know I'm not that fast.
But you are fast.
I am. Listen, if I was playing for your team tonight, what position would I play? Halfback? Say halfback, please, buddy.
I was thinking more of a speedy tailback.
That's it. You mean just somebody that can break it?
Yeah.
Break and go.
Go the distance, at least 95 yards.
Hey, I like him. Let's take a quick time out. They're giving me the signal. We're going to switch camera people. These guys are so nice. They've got it on their shoulder. Steve Kistler, David Perkins of Perkins. Give me the, wake up. He's getting a little sun. Well, I said, give me the number at Perkins Productions. 358-0817. I know he does good work. Anybody that can do, what are we up to? About 243 shows with the Sarasota County Youth Foundation. I've talked about a lot of people. I want to tell you something about Dan Knispel, who is in charge of local origination programming. Not a better person to work with. One that is right by his side is somebody that's been my director on the Just Kids show for 243 shows. And Steve Kistler is smiling at me, which means Scott is saying something to him, but I'm talking about Scott Wilson. And when it comes to directing, it doesn't get any better. Time out. We'll be back. Don't turn the channel.
Bam! The winner of this one goes to the playoffs. The loser goes home.
High school football is brought to you locally in part by Play It Again Sports.
Ask a movie lover why they love Cinemax, and they'll tell you it's because it's funny, explosive, romantic, adventurous, dramatic, and hilarious. But with the most movies on premium TV, the best word to describe Cinemax is value. So if you're a movie lover, call Comcast and order Cinemax today. It's the best movie value on TV.
Hi, welcome back, everyone, with Leroy Ryals. My name is Harpoon Howie, and you're in tune with Comcast Cable Channel 4. Comcast Cable, the people on Channel 17 that brought you the Barbra Streisand Live in Concert special. Comcast Cable with Read to Me every morning, 8:30, I believe, with the GED for those that want to get their high school diploma, with Airing It Out with Frankie Rossmore, who is a consumer advocate, with Public Defender with Elliot Metcalf. There's nothing that Comcast doesn't do for this community. They are wonderful to work with. They are not a part from the community. They are part of the community. And by the way, before we went to break, and I was in a hurry, Scott Wilson, when I said nobody does it better, believe me, he'll never admit it. He'll never say thank you. He'll never be appreciative outwardly. But inside, he appreciates everything he's told about him. Without him, I don't do what I do. He and Dan, David, Steve, I really appreciate it. Let's get back with Leroy Ryals, head coach, Booker High School. Let's talk about Johnny T.D. Baker. We'll start with him. Go ahead, my friend. I know you're smiling as soon as I mention his name. Baker right, Baker left. Offense. Here we go.
Yeah, he's a special kid. He works real hard in the off season. That's what makes him so great. You know, he starts in January and he's on the weightlifting team, and he did a great job this summer getting in shape, a lot better shape, and conditioning himself for the long run. And
now, what year is he in now, Coach?
he's a senior.
He's a senior. Okay, a real college prospect.
I would say so. You know, he's 5'8", 5'9", a solid 175, and I mean solid.
And I noticed that when he gets ready to get tackled after a run, he doesn't try to dodge people. He said, if you're going to tackle me, I'm going to go over you, so we're going to fall together.
Yeah, the coaching staff and myself, we were breaking down the film after the game, and we noticed one play in particular. He ran in the middle of the field, ran right up the middle, and it was a big pile, and all of a sudden, here comes Johnny Baker. It was unbelievable.
He's very, very strong, very, very strong legs.
Very strong. He squats over 500 pounds.
Oh, my gracious. That's what, 10 more than you and I do, right?
Just a little bit more than you and I do.
Okay, let's move from Johnny Baker. Somebody's got to be under the center, and we have a good one. Your quarterback's a good one.
Yeah, and he's a great kid to coach, too. Glenn Gant. I think he's going to be one of the most special quarterbacks in this area this year and next year. He's great arm.
Just a junior, Coach?
Yeah, just a junior. Just a junior. Young pup. Great arm, quick feet. He handles the ball real well, you know, real deceptive.
He'll be a good one, and one of the finest athletes, whether it's basketball, football, anything else. Delvecchio Walls he's a special athlete.
Yeah, he is. I mean, quick. He is quick. He is quick. He didn't have a game that he thought he could have had last week, but he had a great game on defense. So when he's not doing as well on offense, he's doing well on defense, and that's real good.
I know you spent a lot of time with the conditioning program, but one thing I want to ask you, does it take a lot out of Del Vecchio, or does it take a lot out of Johnny Baker? Does it take a lot out of Glenn? You're basically your go-to kids on offense if they have to play defense.
Yes. In fact, out of the 3 kids you just named, only DeVecchio plays both ways.
Okay.
John doesn't play much defense at all, and Glenn definitely doesn't play any defense. And I don't let them, the players in practice, I don't let them hit them at all, because we got to stay healthy in order.
You don't have that many people. You can't afford to have people get injured.
Right, and plus we're looking down the road too. We got goals set, and if we're not healthy, we can't, get those goals accomplished.
We're going to take a break in just a couple of minutes, but I want to touch base with you on something. When you have people like DeVecchio and you have people like Glenn, you have people like Johnny T.D. Baker, you need something for them to run through. You've got a great offensive line.
Yeah, this is the best offensive line we had in years.
Talk about some of the kids, Coach.
Okay, Ben Whitman, who was a college prospect himself, he's 6'2", about 215, 220. He's a great one. He's opened some holes for Johnny. He likes for John to run behind him, which is a plus. Another guy who's really stepped up is Danny Williams, our left tackle, and that's a real important position for us because our left tackle has to protect our quarterback, our right-handed quarterback, and he's done a great job. He had a great summer, and so he's really stepping up and becoming a leader himself. Another person I would like to mention is Maurice Bowman. He's only a junior, but he's done a great job in the weight room and lifted all summer, and he worked himself right into a starting position.
Should be an interesting ball game. We're going to take a timeout in just a minute. I just want to say a couple of things, and we'll come back and we'll wrap it up and we'll let you go. And I just want to ask you one thing. I know, and I appreciate your time up here. It's your opening game. It's 6 o'clock. You're an hour and a half away. Are you nervous?
No, I got rid of the jitters in the spring January, and after we had a great quarter against Sarasota, it's all downhill from there.
Okay, well, you're working hard, and it's all downhill, and it'll be a great season. Stay right here. Spend a little bit more time. We're coming right back to you.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, some of the other games, just to mention Riverview. You already know the results because it's Saturday morning. You're getting ready to watch this game. Riverview beat King. Sarasota beat Lakeland. Manatee, I don't like to pick teams in the area, but I'll go with the favorites. Manatee beat Bayshore, and Southeast was over Palmetto. Venice did not start off right. They got beat at North Fort Myers. Cardinal Mooney, Mike Dowling is such a good friend. They went up and they won at Clearwater Central Catholic, not because of Mike Dowling. Believe me, I'm kidding, but because there's some great athletes over there. Timeout, coming back to put a period on this show. Remember, if you want the best, you need to have Comcast Cable. My name's Harpoon. Stay with us. Thank you to all the people at the Sarasota Herald Tribune for putting in this morning paper that you read this morning about the 9:30 Coaches Show with Coach Leroy Ryals, and also my name is Harpoon Howie, and also the football game at 10 o'clock. We're with you for the next 10, 11, 12. We're going right into the playoffs. We're hanging out with you. We're going to be here as much as we can. And you know what's nice about Comcast Cable? They made the choice to go see everybody. They didn't pick one team. They weren't like a radio station that said, we'll do one team, the one we think we can sell the most advertising on. No, Comcast went community-minded. What they said is, we'll go to Booker, then we'll go to Sarasota, then we'll go to Riverview, then we'll go to Cardinal Mooney, then we'll go to Venice, and when Manatee comes in, we'll get them, and when Southeast plays against Riverview, we'll get them. Doesn't get any better. Okay, let's get back to Comcast Cable. Doesn't get any better. Let's get back to tonight's game. You're not nervous, you said, correct?
Correct. I mean, I got all that stuff in the spring and last week.
Okay, and you were more nervous coming up here with me because we've never done this before. You said it'd be better if I was on the field, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable on the field.
Well, you know, maybe what we'll do is maybe next time we'll just do the show down on the field and we'll both be more comfortable, correct?
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
And we'll just kind of throw the football around as we're doing it.
Yeah,
right?
we'll have Glenn and John come out there and throw the ball around.
Listen, tell me about your brother, Brian, who grew up with my son Jason. They played soccer together.
Yep.
How old is Brian now?
Brian's 21, going on 22. He just finished graduating from Florida State University.
Oh.
He's studying.
Little Brian?
Yeah, he's studying for the law exam, and he's working with what's the law firm? Icard and Merrill.
Icard and Merrill.
In
In fact, they have a show on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock right here on Comcast Cable. Icard and Merrill. Great. And he's all graduated, ready to law school.
Yeah, he's trying to go to law school, trying to pass that test, and hopefully next year he'll be in law school.
Right. And your mom is still bowling.
She's still bowling. She just finished up a league on Tuesday night. In fact, I think they won the league. So I guess she's doing okay.
You bowl at all?
Well, I can beat her.
No, excuse me, Pop. I've seen her bowl and I've seen you bowl. You cannot beat her in bowling. But we'll move on. Tonight's game, you won last week. This is the beginning. A lot of people, home game, big crowd. You'll want to get off to a fast start.
Yeah, we really do. We want to show the people that we're
For real.
We're for real, right? And we got a lot of goals this year, and the kids especially. They want to really have a good showing tonight. Let the crowd know that they should come back every week and support us.
I want you to know something, and I say this on a personal level. When I said that all the kids wanted you to be head coach, did you know that? I'm not bragging. I'm not asking you to brag, but the kids said to me, I mentioned to someone, I said, I hope Coach Ryals becomes a head coach. They said, Harpoon, please go in and tell that to Miss Gibbs and to Mr. Reno. You knew the way the kids felt about this decision before you became head coach.
Right. So I got a love-hate relationship with a lot of the kids. They love me, but they hate me in practice. But they know I'll do anything for them. And then I'm real close to them, and I try to be there when they need me.
I want to ask you this on a personal level. You played here. Not many people come back and coach where they play. Does that make tonight even more special? You grew up here in Sarasota. You went to Booker High School. Now you're the head coach going onto the field.
Yes, it definitely does, because this field right here is where we used to practice at. We never had our own stadium. And it is a special feeling for me to come out here tonight for my first official home game in front of my alma mater and coach.
And Coach Reno, of course, is the athletic director now.
Yes, he is, and I'd like to thank him for giving me the opportunity for this, and also like to thank Jan Gibbs for giving me this opportunity.
Well, you have good people working with you. He's still teaching art, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still teaching art.
And his wife, have you ever seen some of the things she's done? She's a lot better artist than he is.
She's a beautiful lady too. She's better than him. You're right.
I'm telling you, I've seen the artwork. I mean, she does some real saleable things.
All right.
She's good. Well, listen, I want to wish you the best of luck tonight. I'm not going to keep you. We'll just close the show, and good luck, my friend. I know you're excited to go, and good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot, Harpoon.
Okay, buddy. Sounds good. Go ahead. Go ahead, right at a shot. I know you're going to go. The kids are waiting for you. Send our best and tell them Comcast is on their side.
Okay.
All right, pal. Good seeing you. With 2 minutes to go, we'll be here. Like I said, every Saturday morning at 9:30, football at 10 o'clock. Some of the games we have coming up, we've got Southeast when they go in to play Riverview. We've got Manatee when they come in to play either Sarasota. I don't have the games in front of me, but when Manatee comes in and they play either Riverview or Sarasota, you know we'll have that game for you. We've got Southeast when they get down to Venice, against Venice. We've got the best that we can bring you. But the nice thing about it, Harpoon, you're talking about Comcast Cable. We've got everybody included. We'll be back. We'll be back to Booker. We'll be back with Booker. We'll be at Cardinal Mooney. We'll get as many teams on an equal balance and even keel as we can, because that's the way we work it here at Comcast Cable. Everybody gets an equal share of the pie. Well, let's take a look while we have just 1 minute. College football in the state of Florida. Does it get any better? University of Florida with Steve Spurrier, who was their Heisman Trophy winner. When he wore, what number did he wear, Steve? Right, number 11. That's right. I think he wore number 11. I'm not sure. 11 or 12. He was their quarterback. He's their head coach. They're number 1 in the nation. Florida State's got Danny Cannell as their quarterback, who is a better passing quarterback than Charlie Ward. They should not miss a beat. They're 17-point favorites over Virginia tomorrow. I think Florida opens up against New Mexico State, and of course Miami with Dennis Erickson as the head coach. They will always have a great ball club. So when it comes to high school football, you have Booker, you have Riverview, you have Cardinal Mooney, you have Venice, and you have Sarasota. When it comes to college football, you have Florida, you have Florida State, and you have Miami. One thing all of those teams have in common: they all can be seen on Comcast Cable. My name's Harpoon. Enjoy the ball game.